On top of that, there are several instructors, some here present and some that are not present, that came and gracefully gave of their time and sacrificed in putting together lesson plans to help them accomplish their goal in becoming public safety telecommunicators. For those instructors, I'd like to thank you. Some of these instructors were Mr. Kurt Boyles, Mr. Tony Maxwell, Michelle Lopez, Jared Sanchez, Lieutenant Chavez, of course Mindy, Sergeant Bolick and Sergeant Mulkey from the New Mexico State Police, as well as a few others such as Mr. Gil Nahar, and a special thanks to our security officer in the evening, Sergeant Orlando Herrera. For all Cabinet Secretary, would you like to assist us in the issuance of the diplomas? Our first graduate is Jennifer Baraza. Our next graduate is Sherry Buckman. Our next graduate is Jessica Carrier. Our next graduate is Melissa Chavarria. Our next graduate is Gwendolyn Coleman. Our next graduate is Mark DeMello. Our next graduate is Vanessa Dorcas.
Yeah, you can. Might shake a little.
Our next graduate is Joanna Feliciano. Our next graduate is Justine Francisco. Our next graduate is Melissa Holland. Our next graduate is Kimberly Durant. Our next graduate is Della Joyner. Our next graduate is Carly LaCour. Our next graduate is Gwen Lopez. Our next graduate is Cameron Lucero. Our next graduate is Sheila Mariano. Our next graduate is Sonia Peña. Our next graduate is Kristen Perez. Our next graduate is Linda Perez. Our next graduate is Tashina Perez. Our next graduate is Sarah Randy. Our next graduate is Sean Redrose. Our next graduate is Angela Romero. Our next graduate is Teresa Torres. Our next graduate is Devana Jo Vicente. And the final graduate for class 119, Patrick Yokoyama. Class 119, if you could turn around and face the audience. You may take your seats.